This is a continuation of the last video where we worked on the greatest common factor. As you can see, there's writing on the page. And now we're going to focus on finding the least common multiple. So let's read through that definition here. The least common multiple is the smallest number that two or more numbers divide into without a remainder. So that's a confusing definition unless you look at an example. If I were going to put that into my own words, it's a multiple that's common to two numbers, but it's the first common multiple. So down here, we have a list of the multiples of 24. And we've done the first 5 multiples of 24. And then over here, we have a list of the first 5 multiples of 32. So if you read this, it says make a list of the multiples of 24, start with 5 multiples, and see if you have found a common multiple with the multiples of 32. And over here, make a list of the multiples of 32, and again, you want to do 5 multiples, because multiples go on forever. And maybe if you just do 4 or 5 multiples, you'll find a common multiple. So 96 is the common multiple, the smallest common multiple of 32 and 24. And we call that the least common multiple. So after you list the multiples, you make an organized list. So the first multiple of 24 is 24. The second multiple of 24 is 48. The next one is 72. The fourth one's 96. And the fifth one's 120. And the multiples go on and on and on and on. So the directions say to find the least common multiple of 24 and 32, line up the multiples for each, and then find the smallest common multiple. And that's what I've done. So the multiples, the first 5 multiples of 32 are 32, 64, 96, 128, and 160. And we got that by multiplying 32 by 1, and then by 2, and then by 3, and then by 4, and then by 5. And these are the multiples. And they go on forever. So we are never going to list all the multiples. We're going to list the multiples from low to high until we find our first common multiple. Here it says the least common multiple of 24 and 36. 32 is 96. So we definitely need to practice this. We're going to do that right here. So we're going to list the multiples of 18 and 24. And if you think about what a multiple means, the multiples of 18 are 1 times 18, 2 times 18, 3 times 18, 4 times 18. Those are the first 4 multiples, and from those products we get 18, 36, 54, 72. So from my organized list of multiples of 18, I'm going to write that list out. And I might have to do more. But before I do that, I'm going to write the multiples of 24. So 24 is the first multiple. Let's switch colors to keep my work a little more organized. So 24 times 1 is 24. 2 times 24 is 48. So that's my second multiple. 3 times 24 is 72. That's my third multiple. And that's also common to 18. So it's the first common multiple, which is the least common multiple. So we're finished there. We say the least common multiple is 72. That's our final answer. So let's practice down here. The least common multiple of 18 and 36. So we have our organized list for 18. From problem 2, 18, 36. And then 54. But I don't actually need to keep going because the first multiple of 36 is 36. So the least common multiple in this case is one of the numbers itself. The LCM is 36. That's the final answer. Like we did in the last video, you should read and practice number 6 by yourself. I'll pause. So the organized list for 36 and for 24 are here. And as we spoke about, the lists go on. And I'm just looking for the least common multiple, which is the first multiple that appears in an organized list that's common to both. So the smallest common multiple here is 72. So the LCM of 24 and 36 is 72.